up, guys? Going to show you now how we cook the food that we bought in the last video and show you a little bit about what I'm going to eat in a week and how you can eat to keep yourself lean and healthy. The meal plan for pretty much everyone's going to vary. There's literally no secret key that's just going to get you lean and ripped or that's going to solve all your problems. You kind of have to find what works for you, and depending on your weight and your body composition and everything, that all is going to vary so much. I follow a diet plan called RP Strength. It's Renaissance Periodization. You can buy it online. It's about $100, and they give you a full breakdown of like all the macronutrients you should be eating, different timing. They do it sort of built for athletes, so it's built around workouts. It could just be your everyday warrior that's just going to the gym once a week or once a day as well. But that's what I follow, and so I'm going to show you how to actually cook the food for that RP Strength program that I follow. Okay, so first off, really simple. You can experiment how you like. I really enjoy sort of Asian style foods, and I find that they keep really well for the week. Pastas and stuff get kind of soggy, I find, in the fridge, so you can freeze them and then pull them out the night before, which is also will help that. But what I do is I usually do a rice or a noodle. And then what I'm going to do is rice with chicken, and then I'm going to have some mixed vegetables alongside that, and then often what I'll do is sort of stir fry it together on the spot each day, but you can stir fry it ahead as well and then freeze it like that. It totally varies on what you have for a setup. If you can cook your food fresh each day, like as in you have access to a kitchen, you can quickly heat it up with a frying pan, or if you need to microwave it at work. So kicking us off, we're going to start with some brown rice. Oh my gosh, my cat, seriously. Come on, get down. No. We're gonna start with some brown rice. I've got long grain, whole grain brown rice. And then I'm going to mix that in with some black rice. You don't really need to put black rice in, but we got that when we were in Bali, and it's just really good, full of antioxidants and lots of nutrients. So I'm going to just mix that in a little bit with the brown rice. And then I'll usually put some spices as well in to the slow cooker, or sorry, the rice cooker. Usually I'll just do a mix of a couple different spices and some garlic and whatnot, but I'm going to use a bit of my nasi goreng sauce that I got in Bali, and I'll probably stir fry it up in a little bit of this as well when I do that, but I'm just going to mix a bit into the rice just to kind of get the flavor into the rice itself. For each meal, and I'm going to eat, this will make 10 meals. So we're looking at roughly 3 cups of dry rice cooked, and that'll divide out amongst the 10 meals and around 50 grams of carbohydrates, a little less, but we'll use probably a little bit of these sauces that have a few carbohydrates as well. And then we're also going to be looking for about 35 grams of protein coming straight from the meat, not counting the protein from other sources. And then 2 to 3 cups of vegetables per meal, and some healthy fats. We'll get some fats from the chicken, and then we're also going to throw in some olive oil just in the cooking, and that's going to sort of bump us up on some healthy fats. So we'll start with the rice. I'll generally cook it with some form of broth, just to give a little more flavor. Each one of these containers, 900 milliliters, is roughly 4.5 cups. So I'm going to pour that in there. I'm looking for 6 cups of liquid to go with my 3 cups of brown rice. Now we're going to turn that guy on, and that takes about 35 minutes or so. We'll check it in about 30-35 minutes. Basically, once all the liquid's gone, it's good to go. Okay, next we're going to do the chicken, and again, really simple on the chicken. The rice is on, it's cooking. The chicken, just buy a big pack of chicken. This is from Fred Meyer down in the States. Usually we'll buy something better probably up here in Canada, like a Blue Label from Superstore, but kind of whatever. If you want to buy organic, that's fine. It's all sort of the same as far as cooking goes. So I'm looking for roughly 35 grams per meal, times 10, so 350 grams of protein. And usually I found out roughly what the weight is for that, and then you can just eyeball it a little bit based on the package. Of course, you can be super specific if you want. but I don't really find a necessity to be that specific on that. I mean, it really depends on how strict you're going with your diet, and I'm not that strict. So what I'm going to do is spray the pan. And then we're going to throw in the chicken into here. And again, if you're a little bit over, it's probably okay. It's not the worst thing to go over on. Chicken's ready. I'm going to throw it in the oven at 400 degrees for probably 25 minutes, 30 minutes maybe, because it'll line up a timer with the rice really well. Then I'll just check it partway through until it's cooked. Depending on the size of your breasts and what type of meat and everything, you'll have to cook it basically until it's cooked through, and then you're good to go. So there's no specifics on the cooking time, but okay, timer's running. So the chicken is on. It's about 30 minutes. The meat is, the rice is on, and that's gonna be about 30 minutes as well. And then now we're gonna prep up some of the vegetables. And then after that, it's just a matter of basically dicing it up and putting it into the containers. And I put it into individual meal containers, so it's easy. It's portioned out. You can literally just grab and go as you need the meals. Okay, next, portioning out your vegetables. This week went super easy, primarily because we just got back from a trip and I didn't want to have to deal with anything difficult. And then Trader Joe's packs all our stuff individually and pre-cut, which is nice. So we got some broccoli, then we have some broccoli slaw, and then I've got Brussels sprouts. And you can pick what you want to use here. You want to use beans, if you want to use like edamame. I really like using bean sprouts. What you're looking for is generally like nice, rich, hearty greens. You could use pretty much anything. I don't mind using zucchini and stuff as well, but it's very light. There's not much to it. I like a little more roughage to Brussels sprouts. There's a little more substance to them, and I really enjoy Brussels sprouts. Next, I've got these containers. You can buy them online, pretty much anywhere. Amazon works well. Basically, all they are is just meal containers. They make a good size for like a regular meal that you're storing for the week. And I'm going to put 10 of these out on the counter, divide out the vegetables amongst them, and then I'm going to put the meat and the rice in there after it's all done. The nutrients in vegetables, so it's really important to have lots of them in your diet. That's honestly one of the biggest hacks for me, I find, is having a lot of vegetables in my diet. Makes it so that I'm full so much longer, and I'm not concerned about eating. I'm not going to worry about snacking quite as much because you're going to stay so much fuller. And I like the slaw. If you dice up this broccoli slaw, it's almost like imitation rice, and it's like a super low carb alternative to eating a whole bunch more rice. So if you take these slaw packs and dice them up really fine, and then just throw them in at the end of making a stir fry, you can bump up that stir fry significantly. Makes it seem like you're eating so much more, and you're getting a lot more fiber in your diet, and you're also not eating nearly as much rice, because that can be so detrimental. You have a huge bowl of rice, and next thing you know, you've had a total gut bomb. Well, too many carbohydrates likely for what you should be eating. And so that's an easy way just to bump that up and make you feel fuller. Okay, rice is done. Chicken's not quite yet done, so we're gonna give that a few more minutes. But how do you help your rice is done with the rice cooker? Generally, once you open it up, it's going to be dry on top. It's not going to have liquid. I like to stop it a little bit early just because sometimes it burns on the bottom of the container. Again, it's an older machine, so it's not quite as good. So we're going to partition out the rice now, and then we will wait for the chicken, and then we'll do the chicken after. Indoor, down. So the rice is in here with the vegetables now, and that's cooling while the chicken is finishing up, and then we will pop the chicken out and we will dice it up into just sort of smaller little chicken pieces, and we will put it into the containers as well. Again, I'm going to eyeball this a little bit based on what I know that roughly is what I'm looking for each time. It's probably going to be plus or minus probably 5 grams of protein, but I'm not too concerned about that. Again, this is more just a plan of of trying to get something like a healthy balance and not really worrying too much about the specifics of it. Okay, so we've portioned it out into each of the containers. Now, as far as how many of these do I eat in a day, my diet itself will vary a little bit, but basically we're looking at 2 of these per day for 5 days, so this will run me 5 days. And in the morning I'll do a vegetable smoothie, usually with a shot of protein powder in it, 25 grams, 30 grams of protein or so. And then I'll have a bagel with that, like a small bagel, and like probably 30-35 grams of maybe 40 grams of carbohydrates, and then I'll have some peanut butter on that for some healthy fats. In this, I cooked it, I put a little bit of olive oil in it, and I'll probably put a bit of oil in it when I actually reheat it, and that's where I'll get more of my healthy fats for each of these. And then after my workouts, because I'll eat 3 meals, then I'll probably work out later in the day, I'll have some quick carbohydrates, so some sugars, and then I'll have a protein shake with that, and then I'll have dinner 45 minutes later or so, which is a relatively high carbohydrate dinner, just after, especially after all the exercise. Your body will use the carbohydrates best, with protein and some fats. And then before bed, I'll have a good chunk of fats. Usually we'll make our casein waffles, which are, honest to God, the best waffles you will ever have, especially as far as a healthy waffle goes. That will come soon. We'll show you that one. It's an amazing recipe that you have to try. Have to. And that's more or less what I'll eat in a day every day. Variations. I know some people are gonna say, I can't eat the same thing every day. Katie hates it. She will eat different things every single week. She can't do it. With the stir fries, I find it really easy because you can change the vegetables. So you could go and do broccoli one week, you could do Brussels sprouts the next, you could do beans the next. You could do, Szechuan beans, or you could do the vegetables with flavor. I tend to just do them raw and then cook them later, all as a stir fry. The rice, you could do rice noodles, you could do pasta, you could do quinoa, whatever you sort of feel like there. That's easy enough to sort of make some variety. Chicken, you could mix it up with pork, you could do beef, turkey. Again, the meat, I find it's not really a big deal in these meals. It's just kind of getting the protein content in. I'm not too worried about the actual meat itself. It's not like having a rack of ribs or a nice steak. It's just more means to filling you up. I would suggest though, if you're doing a lot of stir fries, that you could do some of your stir fries like this. Some of them you could throw different sauces in. There's tons of really healthy options for Asian stir fries. You could do like a lemon ginger. You could do something with hoisin sauce and soy sauce. Whatever you sort of feel like, whatever will work for you. But variety is key because you don't want to get tired of it. If you can only do it for a couple weeks, it's not going to help you. Again, I'm really easy with my diets. I can eat this every single day and it doesn't bother me at all. It's only 2 meals in my day anyways. So this is the stack of meals, which are all prepared and ready to go. And then the extra chicken I will put in the fridge and have that probably for some dinners this week. Maybe 2 dinners. I will pack these up with the lids now. And then I will stir fry them each day fresh. So I'll probably cut up the meat in each one and before I prepare it. I'll just toss it in a frying pan, throw a little bit of sauce in there with it, stir fry it up fresh, boom, got a fresh meal. The vegetables stay crisper that way. Older rice fries up really nicely, and then the chicken is fine for a week usually. If you're really concerned about it, you could freeze it. You could also, before you portion it out, I don't know why I keep saying portion it out, you could just throw this all in a wok, or do like 2 meals at once or whatever, and you could just fry the entire thing and then portion it out from there, and then that will be completely prepped, and all you need to do is microwave it when you get to work. So there you have it. That is some tips to meal prep like a pro. Again, we're not a cooking channel. This isn't a professional channel. This is just showing you how an everyday Joe can easily prep up some meals and eat healthy. It's not hard. 3 foundations, just lots of vegetables, some lean proteins, and a nice healthy carbohydrate, and then good healthy fats as well. There's 4. It's not difficult. Portion control. You can see the amount of rice I'm eating. It's not a huge amount of rice. It's not a huge bowl of rice. Lots of vegetables to sort of supplement that. And then enjoy. Try that for a week. If you have any comments, if you're looking for some recipes, just shoot us a comment down below. Please like, share, pass it along. If you need anything, if you want more of these videos, let us know, and I'll be happy to post some more. And we have more content coming that will cover the health side of things and also workouts as well. We will see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe up here. Check out our most recent other videos over here, or subscribe to our other channel over here.